guys, welcome back. I have some exciting news. I'm going to just turn this sideways, a bit easier for you to see. Santa very kindly brought me a new hot foiling machine, and this is the Spellbinders Glimmer hot foil. And I've played around with it. I've obviously taken it out the box already, and I will be doing more videos showing you how to use this properly, you know, as in use it. I have a Sizzix Big Shot machine, and it works perfectly in that, but it won't work in machines like the Cuttlebug. The opening is just not wide enough, and obviously the Spellbinders machines, the Platinum and the Platinum 6, it'll work with that, obviously. So that's their machine. So it depends on the machine you've got, but I know it works with the Sizzix Big Shot, which is another plus point to getting this, is that I didn't have to then buy another manual die cutting machine. But I'm going to show you, I know I've actually taken it out and played with it, but I'm going to show you what I made with it, and also what I got in the kit. And first of all, you do get the cord that plugs in. This is the UK European one. There is actually a US version that comes in the kit for the European one. So I'm assuming that in the US you'd only get your US cable. You obviously get the instruction manual, which I got to say is very clean and simple and very easy to follow. And there's a couple ideas in here that I didn't even think about doing, so that was great. It's very, very simple. You get this is the newer version of the magnetic pickup tool, and basically this is magnetized and this releases. So it picks up the die. Obviously the bigger the die, you might need to sort of drag it a little, because obviously it's heavier, but once it's on there you press the button and it releases it. So I think this is very cool. The other ones used to be like a tweezer form, which worked great too, but this is kind of fun. It's like being a kid. So you get that with it. You then get two dies, or plates I should say. These are hot foil plates, so these are not die plates, so these will not cut, but you can do a faux letterpress technique with that, which I will show you at some point. But from a hot foiling point of view, they've got like almost like a flat edge at the top. So on your dies that you cut with, they'll be much thinner, and obviously they're sharp enough to cut through paper. But with these, they are kind of wider and flatter, if that makes any sense. So they're not going to cut the paper, they're going to impress the foil into the paper using heat. So this is specifically for hot foiling. Deco foiling, which is sort of a non-heat transfer kind of thing, is a different ball game. But this is hot foiling, and I love it. So you get this beautiful frame and a happy birthday, and I'll show you what that looks like once we've gone through this. You then also get a silicone mat, and this is just to lay on your surface, like on your desk, so that when you've used the hot foils and you get them off the the hot plate, which I'll show you in a minute, platform, you then put them on here, and it just helps keeping them off your surface, because these will get, although they won't get, they get hot enough that you could burn yourself, so just be careful. But putting them on the silicone means they can then cool off, and also having this raised areas means that air can get underneath and they just cool off a little quicker. So that's your cooling mat. Then you have two spacers. You have a thin shim, which is this greeny coloured one, and then you have a spacer pad. Now the spacer pad is not the same thickness as your, excuse my grody one, as your cutting plates, right? They are slightly thicker. I don't know if you're going to be able to pick that up, but they are actually thicker than the cutting pad, and that's relevant when you do one of the other things in the handbook, which I will at some point show you. But you get these two with it, which is what you need to be able to do most of your hot foiling with this. Then you get this, which is the hot foil platform. It's chunky, and it reminds me kind of like the thickness of a Big's die, which is the thick Sizzix Alterations, Tim Holtz, those are the ones I've got, dies. So, which is also, I think, another reason why it will work in the Sizzix Big Shot, because it's the right sort of depth with the plates to go through and run through and push the foil into the paper. So this grey area is your heat mat, if you like. This is obviously, you can take it out with that, but be aware that most of it will get, or can get, a little warm. So, and this area will get hot. So you need to be careful because it is heat at the end of the day. So that's your main platform area, and there's a grid line on it. So you could line things up if you wanted to. I tend to foil and then cut my piece of cardstock down because it's just a little easier. My brain can compute with that. Then this is the main base that is where this part, your heat platform, will plug into the top here. If I just plug it in. What I forgot to mention is on the side here there is actually an on-off switch. So once you've plugged this in and the plug is on, there's an on-off switch here. So when you then switch that on and this is pushed in, this light here will come on and it'll be a red light. It probably took about 3 or 4 minutes maybe to heat up. Then it will go to the, which is your power button. Then it will tell you your platform's ready, which will be this first light here, which will be a green light. And that will tell you that this is ready to work with. Then once you've done that, you then would put your die face up, your foil face down, cardstock, and then, sorry, you start with your die. I call them dies, they're not dies, your plates. So you would then pop, for example, that on your platform. You then hit the timer. That will heat that. I think it's about 1.5 minutes or something. I haven't done the timings on it, but it will heat the metal up. And then when this is how I did it. When this light stops blinking, it'll blink while you've hit the timer button. When the timer's done, it will stop blinking and it'll be a green light as well. I then tend to pull this out. And it is kind of tight because it's new. And then I will add my foil face down, so pretty side down, and then my cardstock. My 2 plates will then go on top, and I'll run that through my Sizzix Big Shot. Now the key thing is to run it through slowly, because you need to allow it time to impress that foil using the heat of the die into the cardstock, and to press that into the cardstock. So here's one I made earlier using what came in the kit, not the kit, but in the box. And this is the hot foil and how it came out. Now this cardstock is a Canson Bristol cardstock. It's kind of thinnish and it's just plain white, but it's very smooth and it just worked perfectly. I barely had any overfoiling at all, like a slight little bit there that I just rubbed off with my finger. And then I just used a Lawn Fawn oval die, the largest of the large set of the stitched ovals from Lawn Fawn. Actually fits around this particular die perfectly. So if you have that and you have this machine with this frame, that die will cut it out nicely. But I just thought I'd show you. And also you do get a silver and a gold, which I've already put away. You do get a silver and a gold foil in the box, which is what I've used here. I've used the gold one. But isn't that beautiful? It's so easy. So easy. So I hope that was helpful. I hope this was fun. I will obviously be back and I will do an actual demo for you to show you how this actually works. But I hope that was helpful to some of you who may have got this for Christmas as a starting reference. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye for now.